Hi guys, going to get into some KVT Tokenomics today. 300,000 in circulation, and it's got a fully diluted value of about 240 million US at the moment, which is not exactly market cap, but it should be. It's just that Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko have not listed the KVTs, or CoinGecko's halfway there, but still hasn't published its circulating supply for some reason, and not the market cap. But let's, for argument's sake, say at the moment it's a $240 million market cap. That would probably place it around 350 to 400 in the rankings amongst all cryptos. Not that spectacular. However, you know, it could easily rise up the ranks and end up being in the top 100, especially, of course, if price rises. But also, you know, other coins can fall too, you know, especially if Bitcoin comes off the boil a few percentage points here and there. A lot of these coins can crash asymmetrically compared to what Bitcoin, which seems to be the leader, and they're all somehow correlated. And I guess Bitcoin is correlated with things like the Nasdaq, and also you know, what underpins the Nasdaq is quite often the amount of liquidity in the system, which yeah, that's a whole different story. But I'm sure you guys, if you're in the gold space, you understand about central banks and governments yeah, propping up liquidity just to keep all of the wheels in motion around the world economy. So yeah, crashes, you know, for whatever reason in crypto happen periodically, and then we have these amazing bull markets. So when we're in the midst of a bull market, we kind of forget that bear markets can happen. And I'm pretty sure that, not wishing it on any crypto investor, but you do have to you know, be sober about the prospects. Well, yeah, that they can happen, and they can happen rapidly. So yeah, this brings me to a point that, you know, KVTs should not be correlated the same way to the general crypto market, or Bitcoin, or world liquidity, or whichever one you want to pick. It's probably should be more correlated to how much yield is generated in the Kinesis system. I mean, that's just a guess. It's only been free traded for a good few months now, so it's yet to be seen. But I don't think it will probably be correlated with anything outside of the Kinesis ecosystem, and certainly it could be bumped up with price could be affected with news. You know, good news or bad news. Could go down with bad news, could go up with good news. So, but that's probably going to be related purely to Kinesis. And yeah, so it's kind of an interesting thing. I didn't tell you in the last video that United States residents have to go through a process, or have to be accredited investors. You know, so whenever you go onto the Kinesis platform, you know, to be able to do anything significantly, like trading or receiving money, but virtually anything really, it's just you need a KYC, know your customer, and it's standard through banking and all sorts of financial organisations. Everybody, you know, it's just part of life these days. Kinesis, you know, takes know your customer, AML, all of these laws very seriously. So it can be annoying for some people to have to go through so many processes and documentation, selfies, and all of this sort of thing. But once you are KYC'd, yeah, like US investors don't have that option to buy KVTs on the exchange unless they can prove that they're accredited. So in this respect, yeah, it's very unfortunate for US investors. I mean, and it's very unfortunate for Kinesis too, because, 350 million population, biggest or second biggest, I'm not sure, the economy in the world, certainly one of the biggest investing populations in the world. So some US residents have got around that through buying tokens from citizens Citizens for Sound Money. I'm not sure if this is still available. You can also buy KVTs on decentralized exchanges. So I'm not really sure. I'm not a US citizen, of course, so I've never had to go through, try to jump through hoops to get KVTs. It's always been readily available, and yeah, good luck to anybody that can do it, because I wouldn't want people to be able to miss out if they really want to get into KVTs. Yeah, once you've got it off an exchange, a different exchange, or you've got it in an external wallet or off Kinesis, there is links available, so you can get the yield if it is in, say, a hard wallet of the Kinesis system, for example. You can go through some little process to link it up, so you're still receiving those monthly yields, which is what it's all about, really. Another thing that Kinesis Velocity Token ownership involves, I probably should go into that. It, even though it has some similarities of having a share in a company, it is not actually like a share in that it doesn't convey ownership in any sort of way. Like Kinesis is not owned by the KVT holders. It is simply just a stake, 1/300,000th of the 20% of the master fee pool. So, 1.5 millionth of top line revenue of the system in with respect to things like trading fees, and that's fees from the Mint exchange and also the Kinesis exchange. So it's purely a stake which you have that allows you to get revenue. Another thing that probably will happen with KVT ownership, though, is that there might be tiers of ability to do things like minting program, or look, at minting program was pretty new. It was a bit of a surprise to us all, and I think it was almost a victim of its own success, and that there was too many people taking it up, including myself. And because it was so popular, yields went really high, but it became a bit too expensive too quickly. So that's all been reined in now, and it's not open to the public anyway. I think there might be a little bit going on with the owners, probably at a certain level, just to keep the volume ticking over in the meantime. I'm just speculating there, not really sure, but there's still a little bit of volume, maybe about 20 million US a day seems to be about the average at the moment, which, for this month, no official KMP, Kinesis minting program, but probably for KVT holders we'll get a bit over $1 per KVT for a month, which annualized, might be around probably $15 US per KVT in annual terms. But yeah, that's still a few days left in the month, so we'll see. And finally, one last thing I'll just talk about today is the two MetalBack programs that Kinesis has. One is live, and the other one is dependent on the rollout of the virtual debit card, which has been delayed really the whole of this year. It's supposed to be launched late last year, and then there was some silly excuse and just hasn't happened. However, the one that is live is the Kinesis Merchants. Well, it's a kind of a cashback merchant scheme, and I might use that as the thumbnail for this video, just to few little transactions of gold that I've got back every time I've, I don't know, used eBay or booked a hotel online. It's great for travellers. You know, I've been getting 4% back. You know, when we've got used hotels or booked flights or whatever through Trip.com. So, you know, how that MetalBack works is that that's money from the merchants. You know, so instead of getting cash like your native currency, US dollars, Australian dollars, UK pounds, you get gold. You know, I guess the merchants don't even know that we're getting gold, that they're just, they're in a cashback program. You know, it makes things easy or cheaper or more competitive, that they get all of these customers coming through their system. It's sort of a buying power thing. And so, you know, the Trip.com things that I've booked, I get 4% back from whatever I've booked up, and that might take somewhere between 10 and 150 days to come back. So it's just a nice little present that you get, drips and drabs of KAU coming back. And sometimes I just convert that to KVTs too, because you know, what the heck? I mean, that's a great thing about these yields. You could convert it to Bitcoin or XRP or KVT or just fiat dollars if you really wanted to. Doesn't have to stay in gold, even though gold's, to me, is a great option. But yeah, so it's just this amazing little income stream. Not really income, just say it saves a little bit of money on your purchases, but quite often they're purchases we do anyway. There's lots of electronics. I mean, I'm always buying my family different things. I just bought a fit watch for my daughter. She's getting into running and all of these sorts of things. So went onto eBay. It's only 0.6% back, but you know, like for the master fee pool, which is important for KVT holders, that an equal amount goes straight to the master fee pool. So say, you know, the 4% that I get back from my $200 purchased through Trip.com, that'd be, you know, $8 back to me in KAU, into my wallet eventually. And eventually it'll be back into the master fee pool. So it's a high-powered way of getting you know, fees into the master fee pool. So on the Kinesis Money system, you get a 0.22% fee, and I guess that's 0.44 if it's a buy and sell. So and also the Kinesis Mint is 0.45. But some of these purchases can be up to 10%, you know, like not usually 10%, but, you know, quite a few of them are 3, 4, 5%. And this is, if you just get in the habit of buying, you don't need a Kinesis virtual card to use that MetalBack system. You can just use your own personal debit card or credit card for your purchase, as long as you don't go into the app. If you've already got an app for that merchant, it won't work. But if you just do it off their desktop type of home page, you know, like what happens is you've got to log into Kinesis, and you go into the MetalBack tab, you search for what you need, you click on it, and then it says, do you want to shop now? And you go, yes, of course. And it takes you to that merchant's page. And as long as you're not in, if it hasn't taken you to an app or something silly like that, that records your visit somehow, and yeah, you'll get the MetalBack. It's a pretty easy process. The second MetalBack program is yet to launch, but it's been spelled out, you know, the rules of it. So it'll be a Kinesis card. Whoever the provider will be, we're not really sure. I think we were a bit more sure last year, but that's been one of the big delays I talked about. Yeah, so look, you can have a spending limit for MetalBack anyway, like probably higher spending limit, but if you spend cryptos or gold or silver or any of the Kinesis native currencies, probably a currency one suite, which we'll have to talk about later. But if you spend that on your debit card, your Visa debit card or MasterCard debit card, you will get 2% back up to about 2,000, well, exactly 2,000 per month is the limit for getting that 2% back. The master fee pool will get 1% back. Now, 2,000 US per month is a little bit below what I spend. So I'm going to get my wife included on that. And, you know, what we hopefully do is get eventually our pays somehow, if not directly, put in. Sorry, my dog's just about to take off here. Yeah, so there's a few rock wallabies around here and the dogs get a bit excited. These are my two dogs, very crazy. They're rescue dogs. Yeah, sometimes we have to rescue them more than once, that's for sure. Yeah, so just getting back to the MetalBack cash card. So yeah, you know, with our modern day expenses in life, we can use all of our utilities, insurance, groceries, fuel, all of these expensive things that you can't get on the MetalBack merchant because that's more discretionary spending, I suppose. But we can use our core spending for that MetalBack program, and 1% will go back to the master fee pool. So yeah, Kinesis is actually going to be rerouting profits that it's making from all of its bullion and coin sales, especially, you know, this is a big business in the United States, and you know, all of their bullion products you should look up. You know, they're very artistic and beautiful coins. I haven't got any, but you know, you can get them. And you know, Rob Keent's, you know, the wonderful gold advocate, that's one of his main roles for Kinesis, is to market a lot of these products around the United States, which is massive. And these are minted in Istanbul with a high-tech refinery that Kinesis has. And yeah, so these profits a little bit hard to distribute. So what they do is go back to you know, 2% back to us as a cashback up to $2,000 per month, and 1% to the master fee pool, and the rest is to cover, you know, the third-party providers' expenses. You know, so before we had a debit card, and we used to get charged about 1.85% for all of our transactions. So, you know, the Kinesis management had a look at that, and they go, well, you know, this is not really you know, helping with velocity, helping with just people spending. So they're going to cover that. So who knows? Maybe up to about 5% of any transaction up to a certain limit will be covered by Kinesis and covered by you know, their incredibly large scope of services that they you know, the businesses in the gold and silver space. So, all right, well, you know, so to me that's a small part of it, but it's still quite significant. I think a lot of people will end up just having their normal spending, you know, through the merchant, through the card. You know, sometimes it'll be combined, other times not. Just great ways to just get involved and you know, boost the system yourself, because it's all for our, you know, us investors, we can get so many benefits in so many different ways, whether it's being a holder or KVT investor. All right, guys, thanks for lasting 20 minutes. Cheers.